What is up? It is me here. Welcome back to another video. And today, um, there are two topics we're going to be talking about. One is going to be talking about my favorite movie because I feel like it just doesn't get talked about that much. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. It's been a while since I anyways did one of these videos where actually we're talking about a movie instead of, well, you know, yeah. Okay, that was just pretty much terrible. Whatever. And talk about why I was gone. Now, probably a lot of more people are here just to see, okay, why are you have not been recording videos? So you remember the time when I was sick for a while? I'm like, bro, I'm bored and tired. I also been playing outside a little bit, not anymore because of the freaking snowstorm over by me. Yeah, I'm not even joking, guys. What I mean right now, it is currently snowing. It's not gonna snow a lot. Really, my only concern is the power going out, and I might not be uploading the video till Monday. Well, for a live stream at this, and that's disappointing. I know because and also you guys are like, wait, shouldn't I be at school? I don't know if it was shut down or not, but I was sick. I was sick. I had a nosebleed, and it was very annoying. I had to stay up all the way from 11 to 6 just because of my nosebleed, and that was so annoying. Thank God I decided to rest after that because that would have not been a good day whatsoever. Finally, I also took my pills. That's another reason why I wasn't actually here. I actually take pills with my anxiety, so yeah, and I didn't want you to see the old wretched me that there was, where I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it is a little disappointing to say the least that I have decided to leave the community behind, and yeah, there wasn't really a lot of topics to talk about, but yeah, and also we are going to be titling. I am going to put another community of what type of videos you guys want. I will be looking at your votes again, and whatever wins. And I know I kind of did this before, and it didn't really turn out as well. Yeah, but yeah, it's just been a stressful month for me. It's been really, to be honest, probably one of the worst Decembers of my life, and it's gonna probably get worse from here. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, by the way, guys, yesterday was my half birthday. Yes, I am officially 13 and a half years old. I don't know if that, I know it's not a lot to be like, oh my god, you're 13 and a half now. I know it's not special, like, unlike your actual birthday, which would be like you're turning to a new age, but it's still something to be excited about. And also, by the way, I'm not currently wearing a shirt, which is why I have this blanket around me. So, yeah. But today I want to talk about the ratatouille. Now, I was planning to actually just re-watch the film just in case, but I'm like, nah, I don't think so. So this video would maybe came out tomorrow, actually, or whenever I could frickin' publish it because of the frickin' snow bull crap. I don't know if the wind warning is really going to be coming in, because that's my only concern. Because now the snowstorm is like outside me, it's not very that snowy. It really isn't. So But I just wanted to talk about this Ratatouille and why it's kind of one of those movies that come to heart and movies I can relate to. And also just why it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Well, a lot of people say this movie is, weirdly enough, an adult kid. Like an adult movie. Like it's made specifically for adults and then kids second. I never had that when I was a kid. I always enjoyed this movie for no reason. But after finally deciding to rewatch the film, and I was like, hey, this is definitely one of the best movies I've ever seen in a while. But yeah, with Disney Plus came out, of course I was watching a lot more than I used to. But Ratatouille is arguably one of my favorite films of all time, of course, but I just adore the movie. One thing I love about the movie the most is, okay, you know what? Let me just explain why good this movie is. First off, we're gonna talk about some bad things in the movie, which they're not like make the movie absolutely maybe like competition. It just makes the movie a little bit more worse than it actually was. The one thing I didn't like in the beginning of the movie was honestly the fact of like, the only thing I don't like was that Remy didn't decide to just eat this piece of food right here. Like, I'm not really joking around. Like, you really should be eating that because you could get headaches like I did, and yeah. Another thing I don't really quite understand still to this day is why does the dad just have a change of heart and like the final climax? It's kind of the same thing with Encanto, which obviously I'm going to be talking about pretty soon because it's probably the best movie I've ever seen since the 2010 decade. Literally, I consider this better than every movie I've ever seen from the 2010 decade, which that's kind of sad to say the least. But I mean, who knows? Maybe I might want to make another video on that. Who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this movie in general. But now let's talk about like the best things about the movie. The first thing I liked about the movie is the fact that Remy doesn't really have the ability to talk to like Weenie. It is such a perfect piece of magic of Pixar, which I really enjoy, and it's very awesome and very well. It makes it so more secretable about their lives. So like, say Remy, like, you know, you've seen his life is misery, but he's not able to like properly communicate his life, which that's kind of sad to say the least. While when Guini, you know, has gotten through so many jobs because he was able to communicate. But such an amazing touch that a lot of people haven't yet to notice about this movie. And also another thing I would love about this movie is the score. The score of the movie is absolutely amazing, despite it's literally just written by literally the best person to make these type of scores. So obviously, of course, that's probably one of the big reasons why, of course. And obviously, this would be my favorite movie to see if there would be a sequel. Which I'm kind of surprised that this movie yet to have a sequel, despite how really good this movie is. Yeah, sure, it has a short, which is not very that good, in my personal opinion. But, I mean, who knows? So, yeah. But this movie is easily, and I mean by this easily, one of the best movies of all time. Now, of course, I'm not going to be talking about this like every step of the movie. Because one, that would take too long, and second, I'm not going to be talking an hour straight here. this guy did. But yeah. But there are a lot of good elements to the movie, pretty much, and also like interesting things that I've started to notice a little bit is that Rummy is kind of the same thing as me. Like, when I say by this, I say this because of the fact that I'm an outcast. I'm different to other people, which is okay because everybody has different feelings about other things. Like, let's say I adore this movie and maybe someone think it would be average or bad or something. And hey, that's the difference. But a big difference equals to maybe something great or something bad, which is not, you don't want that bad thing, trust me. But I love the fact that this guy loves to like cook and stuff like that. It's just so incredible, to say the least. And also another thing that I have mixed opinions about this movie, which I actually might as well get the way now here, is Link Mimi. Which you're like, wait, you're saying you have a mixed bag of one of the side characters? Well, that means this movie sucks. No, it is an average character. There are some things that I do enjoy about him, like the best thing I think about this character is the fact that this guy does not look like an actual chef in general. He looks like a guy who literally just came out of a dumpster and literally just apparently became like Mr. Relevant, kind of like Brock Purdy with 49ers. Which to this day I will always be mad because I'm a Seahawks. But as well as some other friends I know, well, used to be that is. But just ratatouille makes me feel hope inside. Like, oh, people would like the things I make and stuff. And since now I'm starting to become YouTube, it hurts. Like, the truth is, this movie is a lot more better to experience if you're an actual YouTuber. I mean, I could tell you that as a fact. I know a lot of people. I actually know someone who actually is a YouTuber who's actually pretty popular, don't get me wrong, and also loves and adores this movie mainly because of the lifelong lesson. But another thing I loved about this movie is Ego. Ego is one of my favorite characters that are opposing threat. In this movie, when you really think about it, there's not really a villain to the movie. Which was, I started to quickly notice that a lot of movies that I enjoy, well, a couple of them, don't actually have a villain. Okay, there are some movies that aren't actually that good because they have, like, let's say maybe multiple or something like that, and that probably could have just used the villain in general. Like, for example, I think Inside Out could have used the villain. I just didn't really like in general Choi, thinking that sad was an actual emotion, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really enjoy that part about the movie, honestly. And another one I wanted to talk about as well was in another movie that I feel like would have used a villain. And that one is also going to be maybe Finding Nemo. But again, I don't really care. I'm not about to be talking about this movie for another 15 minutes. But yeah, but Ego is more of a threat than as a villain. And you're like, okay, how is he a threat more than a villain? Well, he doesn't really quite act like a villain. I think he just wants to shut down the Gusto thing in general. Which, obviously, of course, I wouldn't blame him. But, okay, now I can understand my participation. But let me explain. And then Ego, jeez, Christ. Freaking dumbster. But, yeah, but there's a lot of amazing things about Ego. I really liked his backstory where we got him in the movie, where yeah, I think he had like a bike crash or something. I don't know. What was up with the light? He's crazy, but whatever. But again, Ego is like, you know, maybe let's say he had like a bike accident or something, but obviously it wasn't completely damaged, of course. Then the mom made him some soup, and that's really love was about that part is just it's so touching and so refreshing. I mean, refreshing. And honestly, another thing I really do enjoy is the animation. The animation is beyond incredible, despite this movie literally came out in 2007. Yeah, I'm not joking. This movie came out in 2007. That, by the way, is 15 years from now. Matter of fact, this movie is almost 15 and a half years old. And yet this animation looks like it was made back in 2018. That's insane. Like, this level is like Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet animated. And honestly, it's still actually a really good animation. Despite the movie isn't really that good compared to Wreck-It Ralph, of course. But again, this movie is so touchy with some of these stuff. Like in the moment where Remy's on the top of the house and he sees like a ton of like the city of Paris, which, by the way, is one of the best moments I think I've ever seen in a Pixar movie, if not the best. Because like you see everyone in like the lights are just incredible and the buildings look insane. It's just like such an amazing thing. Of course, I would not want to see a live action version because I don't want to see Remy as like an ugly bat or something. But yeah, this is a very incredible movie, and I mean, I want to make it short just because like I don't want to talk about it for like 30 minutes or more because it's just going to be way too long and stuff. But again, there are a lot of good elements. Some okay elements, not the best. Like also I think the worst thing though about this movie is the fact like Skinner is tied to like the end of the movie. I didn't really enjoy that. I mean, besides the part where he gets caught. Now that was pretty cool, honestly. And the health inspector. That was all amazing. But also another thing that I have mixed opinions about is the eye animations. Okay, the eye animations might be the worst out of any movie I've ever seen. Because like when the eyes bolt like this, their eyes like look like they're about to pop out of their sockets. It's actually probably one of the worst I've ever seen out of any movie. Well, I only seen this really from Remy's character, Skinner's character, and Linguini's character. Which, I mean, Linguini, we barely see that. But Remy, we see that way too much. Also, if you actually could pause it right before the credits start rolling in the Remy thing, you can see his eyes just ready to explode out of his body. Yeah, safe to say they need to work on that a little bit. And hopefully they don't make this mistake during the future. And, of course, movie I would love to, like, see, like, I'm, like, something like this, of course. Well, like, different, of course. And also, one of the other things that make this movie very interesting is that this is, like, a fiction chef movie. That's one of the most interesting things I see about this, is that it's fiction. And this really could happen in real life. Well, okay, maybe not the Remy becoming a cook thing, but, maybe let's say, for example, someone is like let's say like this random person that is supposed to be just saying, like this chore type of guy in a really fancy restaurant. Then he messes up a soup, and then it actually becomes better than it used to be. And And people started to notice, hey, we should have this guy as like a cook and stuff instead of an actual waitress or something. No, not a waitress. Garbage boy or something. You know, but that's what I like about this movie. It's like an underdog story up to an upward story. That's what I like. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of these movies. You know, I mean, I haven't really seen that much. Besides some football movies, but what? But yeah, it's just really incredible to me, and I really enjoy it. And obviously, one of my favorite movies. But anyways, that is going to be it for the video. But well, for terms of Ratatouille wise, but the freaking like I have my window open, so it just makes me so scared every time I hear the freaking stuff. It's scary. But yeah, don't be too surprised. There aren't a lot of videos coming out in the future, just because of the wind warning, and I won't be really be able to record stuff until Monday in terms of live streams. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyways, peace.